and welcome to today's session of Danes and Dice, episode number 28. Seven! Let's go round off intro. You think that 27 sessions in, I remembered which session we were at.
No,
was
so.
The brief moment of
confusion.
And then I get confused.
Is this
so let's start our quick round of introduction with Julian.
Hello, my name is Julian and I will be playing Barzoon, the Tiefling Wizard.
Easy.
And my name is Emil. I will be playing Gong, the half-orc.
Sorry.
Fuck you, Dom. Bard.
And my name is
What
Mikkel.
they love. Fuck you, Frederick.
My name is Mikkel, and I'll be playing the sorcerer named Seek. And my name is Marcus. I've been running today. My name
For president!
And I'll be playing the character Dominic Grimdale, the half-orc fighter who is the brother of Gong. The Gong.
And my name is Frederick. I'll be playing Kevin Riddlewood, the Dwarven Monk.
And with that said, let's play. Indeed. On Danes and Dice. Our group of adventurers had just finished off fighting the Nimblefoot gang, and after the fight was over, they realized there was still one person left alive, a gnome accountant called Silif. Muscle tough.
That's his name, Silif.
And everything was ruined the same way that I almost just ruined my cup. I didn't, so that's good. And they talked to Silif, who not only told them, of course, of his own profession within the organization, but also a little bit about what the organization as a whole has been doing. That it's a somewhat new organization that has risen after the
Shadow Thieves.
The Shadow Thieves, for reasons still unknown, stopped kind of maintaining control of crime within the city of Kumul. Not only did they get information regarding the Shadow Thieves and the Nimblefoot gang, but they also found some valuables in the Nimblefoot treasury.
Oh yeah.
They found scrolls of spells. They found barrels of gunpowder or something other explosive, at least that's what's to believe. They found 2 chests filled with gold and one with some diamonds in it. And then they found a big long sword that Dominic recognized immediately as the High Sword. A sword that's given to only the best of the criminal guards. And with all that, they left. They made a deal with Silif to, if you don't know us, we don't know you. Left the sewers with the chest within which was a key. That was probably the most important thing that you found, so I should probably mention that too. Where they found a key that had not only a infinity symbol, which you were then told was a Shadow Thief symbol, but also the Crytrapper family's family crest on it. So there might just be a connection between the two. You left the sewers, went back to Solsalas, talked over what you wanted to do, and decided to disguise yourself in various forms and head towards the Thaeldorn. And that is where we start today's session. Oh yeah. You're on your way towards the Thaeldorn. You've just made your way across the Dragon Run and are now in the Curse Building.
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We talked about the library.
Yeah.
Figuring things out about the Crytrapper family, the Shadow Thieves.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
We need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and speaking with what's his name? The
Malvin.
Leiden?
no
Oh,
the other
Leiden.
one.
Wow.
Leiden. Yes.
Oh yeah.
The detective.
Yeah. See how he would react to all this.
Yes. I mean, not what he asked us to do, but in a way we've got kind of the job done, I guess.
Yeah.
You did find out something
You could
about the
say that.
Wolfwood Gang. I mean, that is.
Yeah. And then they found out about my big.
About how many times you can
I
could fall and raise up again.
Yeah.
Is it
That's
best to
crazy.
go together to Leiden Prowl first, and then
Maybe
go for
that's
the
a good
library
idea.
afterwards?
I should remind our dear players that we are getting closer and closer to midnight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It is probably, but you were in the in Solsalas for a while, sitting, figuring out what you wanted to do, talking over what you've all experienced.
true.
Did we get a long rest?
No.
Yes.
You did get a short rest, which you were all benefited for at the time. So,
Remember, we used a lot of hit dice.
I used it all.
and you, yeah, just a kind reminder
So,
that everyone might not be at work at this hour of
No,
the
that's
day.
true.
Perhaps the library is probably closed now.
Yeah.
So
Maybe there could be a way in still.
there could, maybe. But question
Or will
is,
we risk it?
should we?
Do we have time
That's
to not
also-
risk it?
That's also true.
Well, Leighton might know something. Maybe we can skip the library. If he knows something about the Shadow Thieves and the Crytrappers.
It's a
I mean,
good
he's
idea.
from here.
Probably a good idea. I think it's a good idea to see Leiden first. See what we can do, and maybe he can let us into the library. or
I
something.
thought the idea was
After
to go
hours.
see if he was there, and if he wasn't there, we would ask him to come to Santalis.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that the plan?
We talked about that, yes.
That's a good idea.
If he's not there, we should just head back and just tell him that they
And
are
wait
there.
for him.
We're wearing our disguises right now, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have talked this
You
I am
are
not.
not
I'm
all of
not.
you are disguised.
No, I'm
Because you
not.
didn't have the right amount of disguise, and also the music stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Suddenly,
Suddenly,
feels so quiet.
it became quiet. Are we back
I
at?
am
Are we-
disguised.
Are we back at Santalas?
What is
Mr. Phil Coulange.
Yeah.
I don't feel at home
here. But I think
You dropped character for a
It's-
second there.
I did.
I forgot I was in character. That I had disguised myself as
from the
Phil Coulange. The Sir.
The Sir. Phil Collage, that's her.
And now, what would Phil Clange want to do right now?
I don't know. I don't know.
You can feel it coming in the air.
Tonight.
You you
I
make
just
your
got that.
you make your way around the bend, leaving the side of the city gate or the city wall, going up the straight towards the Thaeldorn itself. You can see. I mean, obviously you've been at the Thaeldorn before, but I don't know. I mean, it has its own inner wall to some extent, and it's as if it's a little bit lifted over the rest of the city. It's not that it's a steep hill up, but where you know that the gate is, you have to walk up a little hill of probably 25-30 meters. And then you have a wall within, I mean, the city wall of the Thaeldorn itself.
Within a wall, within a
Just
wall.
so, so you know. So you make your way around the corner and now stand down by the foot of this little incline up
And it's
towards the Thaeldorn. The Thaeldorn is open. Guards are posted out front as per usual.
Right. I tried to.
Do we recognize the guards?
You do not.
God damn it!
And we are all at the Thaeldorn now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're standing out. I mean, you're not in the Thaeldorn, but you're down
Just-
where the.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 meters outside of the city.
Yes.
I try to hide behind some of these
So
tall
just-
people.
Yeah, just to clarify, when we were back at the hotel, at
the
tavern.
and the tavern, two of us decided to go down to the Thaeldorn to decide to tell that we were back and all these things happened down there and where they can find.
Oh
the
yes,
entrance
just to get him.
Yeah.
to get him to
Yeah.
Santalus, and we shouldn't do that as ourselves, but as someone else. Tell them to come meet us at Santalus.
I can wait out here. Sure.
I mean, even though we
No
just
problem.
decided, it feels like it was a while ago.
It does.
Yeah. Long
It's
walk.
been a while.
Yeah. What? Well,
Because we wanted to let them know what happened in the sewers, but we wanted to tell them ourselves, or at least Lighten.
yeah.
So we should ask for him to come to us, and we should take a rest and wait for him there if he's not there now.
Yeah.
Okay? Agreed?
Alright. Agreed.
Perfect.
Only some of us go in now, right? I'll stay out here.
And
Yeah.
I
I'll
have,
do that too.
um,
That's fine.
I look like you're human, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I do too.
How does it feel?
Weird.
I feel so.
I got shoes on!
I can still feel my. I can
Well, it's
still
only
feel
an
my,
illusion, you know.
I can still feel my tusks. But there's.
Clack, 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 clack. We're happy to see you. Lighten?
That's some interesting
Just
shoes.
Should we just follow the yellow brick road, or
Yes, We walk inside the
Yeah.
Thaeldorn.
Who?
me and
This guy's
Jim.
the
That was deep.
I want to go.
You go in as well.
I want
three
to
of
you.
Phil Collange.
Phil Kalange and the two humans walk into
We'll
the
find
Thaeldorn.
We could
A
go to the
sixpence for
library.
you, lying on the ground.
Oh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You make your way into the court.
Take one gold coin.
And I mean, you've been here before. You know where the
Got my
entrance
spot
to the
now.
office is that Melvin has usually been posted at. You know where the library is, and there are many other door entrances to buildings that you haven't been in before.
Does it look like the library is open at the moment?
There is no. I mean, there is light within the library, but considering the hour of day, you would know it to be incredibly dark inside right now, even
Yeah.
with the amount of light that's
Okay.
there.
Perfect.
Maybe it's
Something's burning.
And there's no guard posted out front, which there usually would be.
Okay.
I remember you talked about someone who would maybe help you at the library, or am I mixing it up with something else? Like a
yes, there was
like a young
guy.
young person or something.
Yeah.
Have you seen him since?
No.
Oh.
Not since. We should check up on that. But right now, I think.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the.
We go
yeah.
to the reception.
The barracks, the
where
barracks.
you-
You make a quick left and head into the to the small reception area. Not really much of a reception, but it's within one of the kind of the what do you call it, gate towers, sort of. That there is a bit of a office room in there, and you see a receptionist kind of. Yes.
Good evening with you, sir. We were wondering if Light and Prowl is in tonight. I just remembered I had this Scottish thing.
No, I don't believe Leiden is here tonight. Is it urgent?
No, it's not. It's just urgent. We would just like to tell him that he's got friends at Santalus that's waiting for him. Just to deliver a message to him that they are waiting for him there.
Oh, I mean, I can leave him a note, then he'll get it first thing.
That's perfect.
Is everything okay?
Very good. Yes, very nice.
Just writing notes
It's
down
fine
in my
with just
parchment.
delivering messages and
I can't.
things.
I'm sorry. I know it's late and all, but I have a thing for dialects. Where are you guys from?
I am a fisher, a merchant from Neverwinter. If you've ever been,
I know I haven't had the pleasure, but I've heard. I just
yes.
never knew people spoke like that.
No, it's up in the hillside of Neverwinter. It's a small.
It's like that he went from French to Norwegian.
It's a small.
That is a
no, it's a small village in the mountains near Neverwinter. It's very secluded. So
Okay.
so yes, and
I suppose that's
Up there in Neverwinter, they actually have the tradition of the Etterstup. Do you know? Can you tell them about the Etterstup?
oh yes, very.
Oh, you from there too?
Yes, my name is Phil Collange. I'm from a
yes,
small town outside of Neverwinter.
The stup is a very old tradition for the people in the
Was
hills.
there anything else that you needed?
No, we were just delivering the message for our friends.
Yes.
And
What were your names again?
Mr. Phil Collange, the sir.
Magne.
Brennan.
Brennan Phil Colang. How do you spell that?
It's P, like for when you pee, put P and then an H and I and
The Phil part I understood.
Collange. Yes, it is a faraway language that's called French.
Oh.
Yes. Now you might not have heard of
It's
it,
my distant.
but it's a family name from back there.
Oh.
Yeah.
But could you tell that?
Can you just tell me how you spell it?
It's a C for like in
spell it.
crest, and then an O, and then an
I
U,
think I got the rest. Okay, thank you so much.
and then a double L, and then there's a silent D.
Should Leiden meet you?
At the Sontalas.
Can you tell me what it's about?
It's about the.
We have a list of kind of levels of urgency on things, and there's already a couple of
This
them.
is very urgent.
You have to. It's about he has some friends that's doing something for him. He will know what it's about.
Yes, Peter.
So many nationalities
It's
at once.
about a task regarding halflings.
Throwing a coin at you.
Yes. Some investigation.
I think I got all I need.
Yes,
then.
yes.
Is there
Have a good
anything
evening.
else?
No, that's fine.
Uh,
Have a good evening. You.
No, that's. Can you tell me? Is it possible to visit the library at this hour?
Oh no, it's closed for the evening.
Oh.
Also for very fine gentlemen of like our sorts.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I have a very good disguise.
He doesn't have the key for the library.
No. Can you give yourself bardic inspiration?
I have no more.
It's got nothing to do with your disguise. I'm all for that, but it would take more than
That's-
just him to get you into the library.
That's 7.
I'm afraid
Salvo?
I don't have access to get you in. But I'm sure if you come back tomorrow.
What did
we
I
can-
do?
Do you think there may be someone around who might be able to get us into the library? I would like to do some light study before I go to sleep.
I kind of looks out the window. There's like a little angle where you can see up the stairs. I know that Sandy is usually up there in the evening, but
Sandy?
yeah, she is one of the receptionists. She likes to sit around and read for longer. If there is...
Is that her singing?
If there is still light up there, which it seems there, she might be. I mean, you can go up and knock on the door, but I'm not sure if she's there.
We did see.
Maybe not now. Is not the time to do the reading.
But,
Mr. Collange. We probably should go back to our friends.
Yes.
We have a long
But
journey.
maybe they would like to do some night reading as well.
But maybe now is not the time.
Maybe we can knock on the door and see what happens.
Have a
Yeah,
good
in
Seems
case
like I'm
you
beat down by my friends.
Have a good evening. and-
Yes, and thank you, and please tell Light and Proud we've been.
I already wrote it down.
Oh, that's
And it's urgent, Peter.
Yes. Have a good night. Very good.
too.
Thank you. All right.
Remember, it's urgent.
We walk out.
Peter.
I think
Schnell.
I think that one pretty
horrible.
Oh, the deliverance!
I think my acting is better than ever.
Why are you still staying in character?
Oh, well, there's a thing called method acting. Maybe you've heard of it.
I think we're
Ah, you wouldn't.
we're gonna head over.
Well, you're just a fighter, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Did you just become Scottish too?
I haven't heard of that thing you call what? Yeah. Anyway, let's
We find our friends.
I'm an international bard.
You make your way out of the Thaeldorn
Yes.
again and down the hillside towards where I do not know what Bassoon and Kevin are doing, but
Throwing
they're
points at
clearly
each other.
preoccupied with something.
Okay, so guys, guys, we so like.
So how did it go?
Yeah, it was all right.
Splendid.
We got. He's still
Sieg.
in the.
You've got that look.
I got that look. I think it went fine, but I think we have to go back to Santalis and knock some sense into someone that has gotten a lot of different dialects by 5 minutes.
Yes.
I love it, but we have to. I think we should go.
Yeah, and
The manager has
Do me down like that's a weird accent.
There was light in the library, so someone might have been there. So maybe if we could try and knock and see if someone answers the door. That's
Sure.
now that light and
I
prowl
don't
is
mind.
lit anyway, and then
I don't mind.
So
What
when
do
you
you
go
think
there,
about that?
it's still on Melvin's ticket.
We can try.
yeah,
Okay.
and at least we
I
can.
think we should look up as ourselves then.
I remember you went there once and you talked to some
Yeah, that
librarian or.
Yes,
that
that's
was-
true. We did.
That was the young boy Howie, right? And
That
then-
was him. Yes, and the receptionist there,
Who's taking?
Miss.
Miss.
Sandy.
Yeah. So
Let's go. Well, she
Yes.
might not be there, but yeah, let's try.
yeah. We can.
Yeah, Sandy. Yeah. That was the name of Miss.
Miss.
Well,
The librarian.
we
Well,
could do it.
let's maybe just go and knock and see if we can find anything about the.
Yeah.
Maybe there could be some light reading.
She was quite knowledgeable about, the
So tell me, who does what?
We all
All go to the
All?
library?
Maybe someone should go to Santalas
I'm gonna,
in case
you know-
Lighten already.
I'll go back to Santalas.
I'll go back there as well.
Yeah, me too.
So you two.
So Bassoon and Kevin goes.
With a pretty librarian.
And I didn't even give them coffee before we started. So
What's in that cup?
Bassoon and Kevin
Yes.
goes into the Thaeldorn, while the three of you go back to Saltgrass.
And
You make your way.
See you guys soon.
I don't assume you're disguised.
I'm not. I wasn't, but
Yeah.
are you?
No,
No.
I'm gonna.
You have your hoods up. It's raining,
yeah,
I assume.
definitely.
Do you want the masks before we leave?
I already have one.
And they also.
I don't need one.
No, you
Alright.
gave it to us before leaving, so we transformed into other things last session.
Oh, don't you have the spell
And now we
anymore?
have-
Didn't you disguise yourself?
No. I used the masks.
I didn't get that. Sorry.
Oh, then.
Then it can't be used
No.
again. It's
That's
it's
true.
fine.
Okay, can't be.
Yeah.
Okay.
One goes on top.
Yep.
Once per day.
Once
Now,
per day.
Yeah, I put on my sixpence and then a hoodie on that.
You make your way up towards the Thaeldorn,
Yes.
undisguised,
Mhm.
and
To the library.
up the staircase towards the library hall.
Yeah.
And you see the same light that the rest of the guys saw before.
Let's try to knock on the door
I knock on the
with a secret secret knock.
Yeah.
You
Sandy.
you hear a voice from inside. Who is it?
Is it Sandy? It's Barsoon and Kevin. We were here a couple of days ago. We got Melvin to let us in to look at the library.
You hear how it goes quiet for a second.
And you hear scream.
And then you hear footsteps rather rapidly come walk up towards the door being unlocked, and she opens up the door for you, going, "Come inside."
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And as you both get in, take your hoods down, work in the rain, she closes the door behind you and locks it again.
It was good to get out of that rain. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, for starters, why are you here?
Well, we
We
need
have,
to read some books.
yeah, we've discovered some things, and we thought we were going to come by tomorrow to ask for permission to look through the library, and then we saw the light and figured you might be in for a late shift. I just wanted to check up and hear how you're doing.
I'm doing all right. I was just reading up on things. I usually do that here in the evening, but in order for you to be allowed in here, I need you to tell me something. And you see how she makes a subtle move with her hand, and out of her hand comes just a kind of a blue bubble around the three of you.
Two of us? Oh, all of
With
us.
her inside.
You and you, the two
I get it.
and her.
I get it now.
And you die. And wait, which level 2 spells do you have?
Ooh,
Right.
that's
Cause
now that's a great
So I have a
great question.
command word.
I have flight. Let's see here. Okay, level 2 spells. I have. So just look at the second levels. Okay. I have the chromatic orb spell. I have detect thoughts, gentle repose as a ritual spell,
yeah.
hellish rebuke, knock, magic missile, magic mouth as a ritual spell, mirror image, misty step, and skywrite as a ritual spell.
Okay, so you do not recognize what she does.
All right.
But have you
he's
seen
not-
it been used before?
Still wouldn't know.
Are we?
You're standing in
everything
here
alright?
and she just looks at the both of you.
I didn't know you could do this.
No, I didn't know you had magic.
Melvin came to me a few days ago,
Oh,
telling me that both of you were wanted fugitives.
Well,
They questioned me about what I had talked to you about. And I would like for you to be honest with me now. Can I trust you? And as you... I don't assume you're hesitant and whether you probably wouldn't say no. But even
No,
with
no.
this sliver of thought of maybe wanting to say something differently, you just feel how your mouth goes, yes.
ooh, suggestion.
No. I need you to tell me what has happened.
well, we are looking for my brother. He's been kidnapped and we've tracked him
You've told me that
to
before.
Cremor, yeah.
But why were you imprisoned?
Well, we've been around town trying to figure out what's going on here, because not everything is as it should be, or as it has been for a long time, as we could gather.
One of the ways we sought information was to talk to some halflings, and they wanted us to find something in a warehouse.
So you were imprisoned for going to a warehouse.
No.
Well, the thing is, when we went to that warehouse, it was attacked by some gangs, and we had to defend ourselves and managed to get the item. We didn't know what was, because it was in a box.
We don't have ill intentions, but we got caught up in something much bigger than we'd ever think that we would be able to actually comprehend.
Exactly, and then we have mistaken who are working together in this city, and
Am I in
apparently...
danger for being with you?
Not that we know of.
No, I don't think so.
What did Melvin ask you?
You see how this kind of... It wasn't really a bubble, more of a kind of an aura around.
Okay.
It goes away. I'm sorry, I just had to be sure that I could trust you.
Of course.
What books are you looking for?
We're looking for information on the Crytrapper family, and
Didn't I already give you that?
well, yes, but
we
Only-
read something about the
just the families.
the
Yeah,
families of
but
Anne.
we were looking for the Denneher family at that time. We think that the Crytrapper family might have something to do with this.
And I would also like to know if you may have knowledge or maybe logs about a group called the Shadow Thieves.
Where have you heard of that name?
Well, we've just heard of it in passing when we tried to.
That's our latest discovery.
That's our latest discovery, and we for some reason we're trying to figure out if they're linked in any way.
They might be the ones abducting children.
The children and Kevin's brother.
Yeah.
We found some symbols along the way, and
Come with me. And she kind of double checks and makes sure the door is closed behind her, and walks down the hall. And as you make your way with her down in between like the rows and rows and rows of books, she makes a left turn, and you follow her in. And there's a small back room, not the one out front where they have all the bookstore, kind of a little office back space where as you make your way on in, she sits down behind her, or a desk, and you see that on the table is the same book that you read, the Families of Ammon.
Yes.
And there are multiple other books on Cremor related things. And she sits down and goes, I heard about the warehouse thing. I think everyone did. And then there was an explosion at one of the taverns as well. And a lot of things have been happening in the city as of late. And I grew up in Cremor, and my entire childhood, all I remember is just, as long as you stayed clear of the carts, you were never in danger, no matter where you went. And things have gotten weird lately. When we were young, we used to talk about how there were people kind of protecting us to make sure that nothing happened.
Cremor Guard? Or?
Well, I mean, they were there, but in areas where maybe, even if the Cremor Guard wasn't there, even if you were just a mere pickpocket, you would be confronted within minutes. So people just never really, I mean, everyone that I knew, even the ones from the kind of poor areas of town, no one ever really even considered crime as a means of survival. Even if it was dragging the, we like to call it the poop truck. Because that's kind of what it is. Even if that was your job, you would do it because rather that than going down the way of a criminal life. And
right.
And things just have seemed to change so much over the last couple of weeks, and I've been wanting to try and find out what's been causing it. I've had my own theories. I've been talking to some of the people here as well, but I've constantly run into dead ends. I've come across the name Shadow Thieves before, but that's only in old texts. Where did you hear of them?
Well,
Might as well.
yeah.
Well, we, these halflings that wanted us to get this thing from the warehouse, it turned out to be some sort of
Gang.
newly started gang, yeah, the Nimblefoot gang, and they
It seemed like the gangs have been trying to fight for control after there was a vacuum of
yes, it
apparently maybe the Shadow Thieves that were taking control or having control over everything on that part of.
That checks out. They have been sitting on one part of town, the Wheel Ward, and she kind of hands the book over to you. The Families of Ammon. It's not that big a book. It's not a. I mean, there isn't a Wikipedia biography of every single person. It's more just of a family trees and I mean dates of birth, death, whatever in the book. If you want to look up on anything on the Crytrappers, by all means, go ahead.
I opened it straight away and tried to look for that.
I mean, it's in alphabetic order, so you'd be able to find it pretty quickly. You sit and you read through for a little while. In the meantime, she looks to you, Basum.
Mm-hmm.
I've never found any readings of the Shadow Thieves, but I can't help but think that they're in some way connected to what's been going on the same way that you are. I never knew the name. I knew there was somebody doing something, but I never thought of who it might be.
The infinity symbol, do you remember that? I asked you about that.
I've seen the symbol. They usually, well, it's, as it turns out, it's, and she kind of goes, takes another book that she also has on the desk of different family crests. And again, while in the city, you've seen a lot of these different signs on walls. There are different guilds of blacksmiths, of artists, like all different kinds of artisans. And she kind of goes through the book, and you see that there's also a list of, same way that Hale's Angels and Bandidos have their like logos and stuff. There's also a list of gang logos, like gangs of Waterdeep to avoid, gangs of Athkatla to avoid, and there is a logo with no name attached to it. That is a mask. I can find it and show it to you.
A mask.
Oh, the Sorrow Gang. No.
Oh.
There is a name of a
That's actually quite clever.
mask and a dagger through. That has a dagger through that looks like this.
That looks like
That
those.
mask is identical to the ones that you've come into possession of.
That we don't have right now.
That you don't have right now. But yes, it's for the viewers to see as well. It looks like that. There you go, viewers.
A little bit like that.
So yes, looks like that with the dagger through. But it doesn't have. There's no text. It's just kind of logos that we've seen that we haven't been able to get info on, sort of thing. And she says that's the best match I found for the way that you described it.
I think you're right.
Yes.
That is the Shadow Thieves.
Yeah, what we thought was an infinity symbol was of course a face mask. It makes sense.
While she's doing that, I'm reading this. Can I find anything about Lord Crytrapper?
Yes.
Lord
As you read through again, there isn't pages and pages and pages on all of this, but what you make out is that, I should say that this book is written around 50 years ago.
Okay.
So if there was someone born yesterday, probably wouldn't be in the book.
Wasn't born yesterday.
But you see that there are two daughters named Shinna, Chynnna.
Chynnna.
Shinna.
Chynnna, yeah.
And Shinna Crytrapper.
CZ.
And there is I'm sorry.
That's a strange name.
And there is Lamia Crytrapper.
Oh, we've heard about her. Yeah.
They are sisters. Their dad was called. I have too many documents open. Their dad was called Gavin, Lord Gavin Crytrapper. His father was called Lord Altarius Crytrapper.
Perfect. Altarius.
Altarius, yes, Altarius.
But that was the grand. Oh, sorry, I'm not.
Yes, so that would be Lamia's grandfather. Or Lamia and Shinna's grandfather.
Lamia and
Altarius.
Chynnna Crytrapper. And their father to, what did you say there, sorry?
Gavin, sorry.
Gavin.
With an O, Gavin.
Gavin.
And it says in the book that Altarius passed away 10 years ago.
Oh.
So he passed away 60 years ago.
Oh.
Oh, wait, then no. No, wait. Yes, that's correct.
Passed away 60 years ago. Great. So, how how much does this Crytrapper family have to do in Primor? They are the
They are
leaders.
well, I mean, not leaders. You do have, the mayor, Colin. He, he's the cousin of.
Oh, Boylan, Colin.
Yes,
Yes.
of Lamia. So you know how it is with wealthy families. Not everything is written on the family tree. I mean, maybe you don't know. You're just a teenager. What am I talking about? You know how it is.
Probably don't. But
It's safe to say that here in town, I suppose even to this day, the wealthier families mingle a lot with one another, Colin, the mayor, is the cousin of Lamia,
and how long has Colin been mayor?
for a good while now. It's been at least, I don't know,
60 days.
No. He's been here for 10, 15 years.
Okay.
He is. I've only had the chance of talking to him once, but he was a very humble, very kind man.
Mhm.
Like you.
I'm
Thank
not,
you.
man.
No, but you're very humble, very kind.
So you get that
Tried.
from the book, and
Is there any stories about how Alterius passed away all those years ago?
it just.
Of old age?
Well, no, he wasn't that old. I mean, you can see in the book that he would have died in his probably 50s.
Okay. That's
Right.
ordinary, or
Well, no. He. I suppose I don't know how he died, but he is kind of what got the Crytrapper's name on, the list, so to speak.
how did he come to wealth?
Well, I mean, he came from a wealthy family, but I suppose he was the more flamboyant type.
Oh.
So while the Crytrappers always kind of held to themselves, he was more outgoing. They started joining in the different events and whatnot, and thus the family came to more power within the city.
Do you know how old Gavon was when he lost his father?
Well, he cannot have been very old. Well, I mean,
And he was his only child?
well, I suppose
Oh no, if
there
there's
must have been.
more with
More.
Corvin.
Again, I mean,
I figured that out.
yeah, there probably were more siblings, but they were all married in different directions. Or married also, he probably had a sister that, or he did have X amount of siblings, but none
Right.
that
Of noteworthy.
none that would have stayed in Cremor anyway.
Right.
And Alterius, was he one of the Tessarchs?
Well, no, he knew them. He talked to them. He was never on the Council of Six, but he did have a lot to do in terms of trading, both with Athkatla and Esparta. So I suppose he would communicate with them.
And Athkatla, who was that again?
Oh no, that's the. I mean, you would know this, but that's literally the capital of the region.
Great.
Yes, they would trade in Athkatla. They would, I mean, in all the big cities of Ammon, even in cities outside of the region. So I don't see why he wouldn't know them.
That makes sense. And so, are there any recent news from the Crytrapper family going on in the city, or have they?
No, none other than, I mean, Lamia. She is the head of the family, I suppose. She resides out in the Crytrapper hall outside of town.
So Gavin has stepped down.
Yes, he is very old.
Does he also live in the house?
Yeah, I suppose so. But he is incredibly old at this point. I don't think there's. I mean.
And Shinna, is she not doing anything of noteworthy?
Oh no! Well, she is the priestess in one of the temples, the Theatre of Joy.
All right.
She's the priestess down there doing a lot of good work for the city, really. Just down in the southeast end of town.
The Temple of Joy?
Theatre of Joy.
Theatre of Joy.
Correct.
Right.
DM double checks his notes to make sure that what he says is correct.
Yes.
Yes. So she's down there, and yeah.
Are there any stories about Renan Denihir and Alterius being very friendly to each other, or enemies, or anything of that sort? What was their relation? Is there anything?
Well, I mean, Renan was. He was on the council.
Yeah.
He was the leader of the Denihir family. I suppose around the same time that Alterius was in the town. I've never thought of connecting the two. But yeah, they would have been in control around the same time. Like he would have been one on the council that Alterius could have talked to.
Yeah.
And do we know who leads the Denihir family now?
Yeah, that's Michael.
Mikhail.
Can't remember, it's Mikhail or Michael.
No, it's Mikhail. Yes,
Mikhail.
he is in Esport. Again, I mean, the Denihirs, it's been a while since they removed the majority, if not all, their business out of
the city.
Out of Grimmauld.
Do you know who governs all those lots outside the city?
Well, I mean, Grimmauld, the city taxes the areas.
So it would be the Pomarch, wasn't me?
The city is the ones in charge of making sure everything is run alright, but I know that some of the people having stalls out there prioritize their own, private security rather than hiring criminal guards. But also, I mean, we do not have, considering the fact that the city is as big as it is, between three of us, I mean, there aren't that many guards. I mean, there are guards, obviously, but I mean, this city is extremely big, and I don't think, I mean, what can they have? 500-600 guards? I know that the Cry Trappers, with all their estates around town, they could probably gather up, like, assist with more, but...
So there might actually be more private guards in the city than...
outside of town? Most definitely.
Outside of town, of
And
course.
the Cry Trapper Reserve is mostly outside, or?
Well, yes, I mean, they have guards around their hall, obviously, but they have different estates around the region where they have guards stationed. They could probably bring in, I mean, 300-400 extra men if the city called for it. Not that I would know why, but...
That's powerful.
Yes. So it is safe to say that the Cry Trapper family is pretty rich, but again, I mean, Shinna, she, as far as I know, has done nothing but be helpful to town, and Lamia, while, I mean, she does stay out at the mansion unless if she has business in town, but I have no reason to believe that she would be in any wrongdoings, especially with children being, I mean, no, that would make no sense at all.
Does any of the Cry Trappers work here at the Thaeldorn?
No, I mean, again, they come in for council meetings, and I mean, we have the Council of Six, the regional council, but the city itself does have a small council too, with the mayor and the different wealthier families of town. They're not that they meet that often, but they have meetings every now and again.
Is there anywhere where we can figure out when they're meeting next?
Well, even if you knew, I don't think you'd be invited. No
No,
offense.
of course.
Of course
it's
not.
just I don't know. I just.
I don't keep schedule of when
No,
they have
no.
their meetings. No, I'm sorry.
But is there any official schedule of it?
I don't know why there would be.
That's private business,
That's true.
probably.
I suppose so. Is there anything else that you need that I can give you? I mean, again, I am kind of glad that you brought the information regarding the Shadow Thieves, but it still leaves me a little confused as to why. I'll see what I can find, though. I mean, in the books, and you always.
Does Melvin?
I was just about to say, I'm not sure what to tell Melvin if I see him.
Well, if we,
Because I probably will.
if it's okay with you and he doesn't ask, then please don't say anything. It's we're very new to this town and we still don't know who to trust and
We are in the midst of trying to clear our name because we've only acted on behalf of either Melvin or other officials here.
I suppose you'd have to talk to Melvin eventually then.
Yes.
we probably
Melvin is a good guy. I mean, he's been helping me.
It's just if he thinks we're good guys or not.
Well, it didn't sound like it during last time I saw him.
We are in the midst of a process of trying to regain his trust and re-establish
He's a-
connection to him.
He's a good man to have on your side. He might not be all that powerful, but his heart is in the right place.
I believe you. Also, how's Haura doing?
Sacked him last month.
Suppose he's fine.
That boy knows more than one would think. I think maybe you could talk to him about, if you keep researching whatever you do, maybe he can enlighten you in something. He seemed to
Have you
be.
been talking to him?
Just last time we were here, he just mentioned some stuff that actually helped us.
Talk to him.
Well, he didn't do it. He did it
spoken
because
about this.
he didn't approach us, but he just went by as we were having trouble figuring something out that he actually knew something about.
I mean, Howard has been helping me out. I mean, this is a pretty big library and I can't be everywhere at once, so
Of course.
hopefully he hasn't told anyone else though.
I don't think so. He seemed to be very.
He seemed genuinely enough.
Seemed to have a good sense of
He is a good
trustworthiness.
kid.
Yeah.
He is a good kid, most definitely.
Give him our best.
I was actually kind of heading out when
Yes.
we came in.
Mhm.
Can we escort you?
Well, I mean, it is just. I suppose.
Oh, you're going that direction too? Oh,
I mean,
As a matter of fact,
in
if
the-
you don't want people to know that you've been here, maybe we shouldn't leave together.
Sure.
Well,
That's a good point.
is there any back entrance to the library?
Well, there is. Don't. There is, but that would just take you further into the Thaeldorn.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
So maybe we should leave.
Just,
We should
you
leave,
know what?
and then you
Give
wait.
me a moment. Give me a moment. She kind of walks out past you. Goes up to the front door, unlocks it, looks out. I think you should be all right to go now. And
I
she
put
opens
on
the
my
door.
hood.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Sandy. You've been very helpful. Thank you very much.
Glad to help. And where are you guys staying?
Well, right now we are at Santa's Rest, but
Is
we
there someone there that I can trust?
Yeah, Sansala herself. Yeah.
yes.
Oh, Omra?
Oh yeah, Omra. Yeah.
Well, if I find anything,
Thank you.
I'll make sure to have her know.
Thank you.
And if you need anything, well, you know where we are.
Send us a message.
Will do. And she closes the door behind you. And
Have
you
a good
are
one.
now back
To
out in the.
Put on my sixpence again.
Good job, you
Back out
guys,
on the
getting
street.
some information.
Yeah, that's nice.
Back on
IKEA you got?
You can do it. Well, we go back to Sansala's,
We
right?
go back towards Sonsala.
I would very much like to check if anyone's following us after we've walked like 3-4 minutes out of Thaeldorn.
I would like to help you doing that.
You do not
Look over
feel.
there, friend.
There's no reason for you to believe that you're being chased by anyone.
Okay. I believe you then.
You should. Because I came up with this. You make your way back to Solon's
Yeah.
and you have been back here for around an hour or so. Is there anything that you would like to have done in this hour?
Prepare spells.
Just relaxing, I think.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
I'm gonna sit and just think about the entity that was floating over me to try to remember if I know who it is and from stories I've heard. Just
The spooky ghost thing or the light thing?
the light thingy.
Make a,
One of them is your patron.
make a history check.
Okay.
No. Make. You would not remember in terms of history.
Childhood.
Arcana.
I will let you decide whether you want to make a religion check or an arcana check.
And as I chose the new subclass, you told me to redo all my spells and cantrips and everything.
Yeah.
And I chose guidance, which is the thing where you.
Can you use that on yourself?
Yes, that's only on my either on myself or on others, just touching it.
And how does it work?
It works like this: you touch a willing creature, and once before the spell ends, which is within a minute, your target can roll a d4 extra and add the number to one ability check of its choice.
That's lovely.
So I.
So you add a d4?
Yes, please.
Sisters guide me.
And I was thinking just like, if I use it, I'm just gonna just put a hand on myself.
Religion or arcana?
I am going to choose Arcana.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
Yes. And that is 12 plus. That's 15.
You don't recall having ever seen this being before, but the magic, kind of the solar beam that she fired, down in your chest. It felt. I mean, as you kind of lay and try and think back at everything that happened in your dream, vision, experience, it was more than just, I mean, just like you can do various spells, it was more than just a spell. It was something that, I mean, and this is all you assuming this, but
Yes.
not knowing it for a fact.
No.
It felt like something that a regular human being wouldn't be able to do, even with magical capabilities.
Okay.
It was a power, like surge going through you, even with some of the crazy shit that you've done with wild magic, doesn't even compare.
No.
So whether it's just an incredibly powerful person or something even bigger than that, you don't know. But it would have had to come from a very, very powerful being.
Okay.
Kevin Wood.
But you don't remember seeing this being
No.
before. I mean, you did see the shape of
Yeah.
the person and everything, so the figure checks out with creatures that you've seen, but this
Yeah.
specific being, there was just something about her that you can't quite recall.
But I will be able to try to describe it to someone else. What it
Oh
is.
yeah, most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm using my time to think about what it feels like to be alive and dead, and then alive and then dead. And
How does it feel?
Weird.
By the way, we found out that we were wrong. We almost killed you with the wrong rule.
Seriously.
Not completely, but almost, because you do not auto-crit. Only if you hit. You still have to hit first with advantage.
So, yeah, nothing.
So,
Wow.
you didn't die, so who gives a crap?
All good, and it felt crazy and bubbly.
We learn as we go. I mean,
There was
the
a
shit
adrenaline
happens
in the
then.
air, so that's nice.
We can't be angry in hindsight.
No.
We know now, so
And it was pretty intense.
It was a good
It was a
moment.
very.
Did you get any scars from this battle?
Oh no, I'm clean as a. No, I am actually gonna count the new scars.
You would have, I mean, given that everything was daggers and short swords, everywhere where your chainmail doesn't quite cover, so maybe like right in the armpit or right, not on your neck, but you know, just I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
You have like small.
But they're like
scars and
bruises
whatnot.
every because dog.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you would have, you would be pretty battered.
Yeah, that's alright.
I'm gonna
I'm a man.
pull out my cheddar,
You
cheese,
you have had that for a long time.
and eat it.
In the
Is it still?
Now it's become
It's not
aged.
ripe.
Was that before? Did you get the cheese before or after you fell into the water in the sewer?
That was before. It was after the rats.
Was it
But-
from the
You
rat?
have
It's
had
from
that
Heroines.
cheese for a while.
No, because that was that
But
cheese
cheese.
must have been at the prison, and we got to deliver it back. So
I think
it
I
has
bought it
been
when
at-
we went
Yeah,
back.
that is true.
So it's
You
not-
have your cheese, you take it out, but you can feel like there's small green spots that you kind of
Blue cheese.
Are there green spots on it?
small ones. You just kind of
Like mold?
small pieces of mold, but nothing bad.
something that adds to the
Mold is
taste.
bad.
It's just a different kind of cheese.
Depends on the cheese.
It's not too bad.
Depends
You
on
can
the-
take it off.
It's not
you can
blue
take it
cheese
off.
yet.
Even
Take
blue
it
cheese
off.
can get mold. Like
Oh yeah, that's true.
You can
That's
take it off.
Oh, that's
It's not too bad.
I know I won't eat it.
What?
I'll
Gunk doesn't know anything about
throw it in
food.
the throw it in the corn.
Hey, you can
If it's
just-
really that
I
picky?
just
Yeah.
scrape off the mold. I usually just scrape off.
Of course he is.
So Dom picks up the cheese
So
and
I'm,
scrapes off
I'm
the mold.
disappointed about my cheddar.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna pull out my fancy bottle
Yes.
of something
Yes.
and investigate it.
Yes. You
look at
sit
that.
and you look at this bottle for a while.
Dom Perignon.
What do you call it?
Gong Perignon.
What do you call it on the bit?
Label.
Wow. The label on the bottle is scraped off. So there's no just this is this. But as you do you open
Drink
the
it?
bottle while
Yeah.
investigating, or just kind of look?
If I can.
It's a imagine a wine bottle, like regular cylinder-shaped wine bottle, but a little shorter and a little wider.
So it doesn't have the holo.
No, but
Halfling size.
I don't
not a
think
Coke
there's
Zero.
holo on most
Invented,
things in.
Is the cork? Will I be able to put it back
It's a
on?
cork that it has been opened before.
It has been.
So
opened.
it's a cork that you can, I mean,
So the fancy bottle I took has been opened before.
Screw that.
but you don't see that there has ever been anything drank from it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's still full.
Some fucker just opened it.
As you open this
Hold up this bourbon.
bottle, you meet an intense smell that the rest of you would. I mean, at least the two of you that are in the room with him.
Even the
Of
cheese.
Rots and
I mean, have you ever just smelled like a cleaning spirit or whatever you use with your hand sanitizer?
yeah.
Just incredibly strong. And as you kind of take your head back for a second, going, whoa, you see that kind of in the air, all the that came out of the bottle, you just see a small skull that just fades away.
God, what is that?
This is rad.
No.
Wow.
This.
Molotov.
Did you see that skull?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, put the.
you see that skull?
Yes.
Wow.
It smells horrible.
No.
I think this is very strong.
I don't think you should drink it though. I mean, I'm all up for trying new stuff, but
We just had
Are
a
you sure
really
about
long
that?
day. Do I recognize any of this? The liquor.
Well, I mean, the stink just. Well, not the stink, I mean, it's a smell. It's not necessarily a bad smell, but it is pretty much what you would combine with. Whenever your dad's been making, like, a brew at home and stuff, the little bit of alcohol that he's been using for, like, various snaps or whatever he's done for festive events, it's pretty much just the smell of pure alcohol.
I'd be careful
Skull
about
alcohol.
skull alcohol.
Pirate alcohol.
I'd be careful about trying that.
Alcohol.
Maybe. I'm all up for drinking, but you know.
Sure. Hey, I dare you wouldn't try taking a sip of this.
You dare that I wouldn't. try taking a
I
sip?
dare you to take a sip.
Do you think I wouldn't take a sip?
I don't think you would.
Dom dies again.
What do you mean? I that's ridiculous. Of course I take a sip. I just don't think it's
You're cool and do it. I would like. I'd like to see you try.
fine, Gonk. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll take a sip.
How big of a sip do you take? Do you do the thing where you hold the button up and you only have it on your lips?
No, I do like.
Do a roll. Roll for it.
Make a constitution saving throw.
5.
Okay. 24.
Your max HP increases by 2.
Ooh. Holy shit, Gonk!
So how do you feel?
And
Feel
you,
alive!
and you, as soon as you feel the good feeling, you just instantly start not hallucinating, but getting incredibly dizzy.
This is really cool, man.
And you are now kind of, prime drunk. Not the pukey drunk, but as drunk as
Tipsy.
you could be.
Gonk. I need you. I need you.
And this is when the two of you come back into the room.
I need you to try this, Gonk.
Okay, I will try it.
You gotta.
It feels good.
What is in that bottle?
I take a
Guys,
You
you're
take a big
back!
no.
the same.
Make a constitution saving throw.
5 minutes.
Small man.
Fuck off!
6.
You take a sip.
Alright.
You go, "Whoa,"
Directly to puke drunk.
instantly pass out. And your max HP is reduced by 2.
Oh no.
You couldn't even do it.
I think I'm just gonna take it.
What's going on,
Work on it again.
See?
I think the two
Think we
brothers,
should-
he opened it and a scroll
fucking
came out, and
amazing,
I think
dude.
they were having some kind of.
Am I high now?
He drank it?
He drank it and he's fine.
My goodness.
But
Been away
he's
for
not.
10 minutes.
Yeah, an hour.
I mean, it was more like an hour.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
So,
Go to sleep.
What? No. Give me more of that thing.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Good
What
night.
are you talking about? It's
Hey,
Dom, you're
Dom,
just-
tell us about that sword we found.
I suppose you were sitting on a couch or a chair or something like that. I hope.
I think I was. Maybe I was sitting on the edge of the bed. I think.
You would have just like passed out. Just like when your eyes close and then just
Trying to
fall
go
back
over and
on the bed.
slap you awake. Hey, Gonk, Gonk!
Make a constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
And he passes out again!
I mean, he is passed out right now.
9.
You are still asleep.
Just let him sleep. I think it's good.
I check to see if he's actually breathing.
Make a medicine check. He's breathing.
Are you sure?
Am I snoring?
That's a one. Yeah, you
does
strangulate him.
usually snore?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, he is
That's good for the voice.
breathing.
I don't
He's
think
alive.
Not yet. Your body is still working through everything that's going on.
You got hiccups though.
Oh, that's a +3. That was 18.
But he's alive.
What did you find out in the library?
Well,
Well, we filled them in on all the stuff
Yes,
that we
we do.
found out in the library.
and suggest that
Yes.
we're going to the theater of
You
joy
may share
tomorrow.
notes after the session.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're looking for Sirius, but he's dead. He died 60 years ago.
You could just use sleep.
You have sleep.
Or you don't have sleep.
And then on the chest it said AD,
Don't
right?
talk about my hands.
Or did
No,
it say
LAC.
LAC?
Lord
Oh,
A. Cryfab, right?
yes,
Wasn't that
that's
what
true.
it was?
Yes, so that could be Altirius's
So that's
old.
probably Altirius, right?
Yeah,
Do you
his
think
old.
he has an ulterior motive?
Well, no matter, he's dead now.
Yeah.
Did you drink some of that?
No.
Oh,
I think it
Alright.
was just being in the room with it.
yeah, maybe
I think
that.
that's
yeah.
more than enough.
Yeah, let's open a
Yeah,
window.
yeah, yeah.
I have advantage against poison. Does that affect
Alcohol
this?
is not poison.
God damn it.
Kinda is.
I think you should go
But
to
yeah,
sleep
but not
now.
not in this
I'm fine.
way.
Okay.
What? We're talking.
So-
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So tomorrow we're gonna go to the Theater of Joy.
Yeah, maybe. Or
Well,
oh yeah.
we have
what
to
about
wait for
Lighten?
Lighten, right?
We have to wait for him.
I have to wait for like.
But tomorrow is the last day,
Yeah.
so he better show up tomorrow.
Yes.
Otherwise, we don't know if we'll get to talk to him.
The librarian told us that Malvin still has a price on our head, right? We're wanted.
Yes, seems like I had thought that maybe with our stuff showing up here that we had been cleared, but
I mean, she
Who
did say
knows?
that it was.
she didn't say that.
that.
Yeah. She didn't say that we're wanted right now. But last time she saw Malvin, and she was questioned about us.
It seems like he's still questioning. Yeah, she was quite concerned that
She was concerned about next time she sees him, but she hadn't seen him for a couple of days, so we don't know where his mind is at. But if we go by the last time she saw him and the last time we saw him, it's still not good.
No.
Unless him and Lighten started talking together,
Yeah,
speaking.
maybe it's just better to wait for Lighten now.
Yeah. That's what,
Definitely.
good thing you went there.
Yes, a lot of good information, and so we filled her in about what happened to us, and
She's a magician as well.
yeah, she has magical powers. She used
Yeah,
some sort of
you haven't
I
seen
think
her, right?
actually
Don't even know who it is.
the spell that Gunk's been using on some of the people.
Oh, where they have to speak the truth kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Okay.
and she has also been trying to figure out what's been happening to the city, because she's from here, so she's seen the change from when the I guess when the Shadow Thieves disappeared.
And it seems like they sort of had their own private guards
Yes.
going around the city.
Almost as many, they could muster almost as many private guards
Yeah, the
that
private guards, yeah.
than
Were those the
the
ones
Primo
we know
guards in the city.
In the by the carriages?
The ones that are controlling the lots are private guards. Yes.
Okay.
But from different families.
Okay.
But maybe if the Cry Trappers, well, I don't know, what if they try to take over the city in some way?
They might be. I mean, they might. I guess if we are to believe that they are this very rich family, they
Yeah.
might be funding
More power.
all the private guards.
And I don't think they're in the Council of Six. We actually didn't ask.
Yes, we did. He wasn't. Or
no.
Alterius wasn't in the
Alterius
Council of Six, and she just said that Lamia was the head of the family. She would definitely have said it if she was part of the Council of
Yeah.
Six. So
But the,
I don't think they have
was
anyone.
The mayor, one of them.
The mayor is a cousin to the head of the Cry Trapper family.
Yes, so he's part of the.
But
and-
her sister is at the Theater of Joy.
Yeah, seems like maybe there's a divide there. One
because
sister going for maybe the criminal side, and one going away from that, trying to do good. Hopefully.
You take one sister.
So we should definitely
I actually don't
definitely
even know
go
what race they are.
talk to her at some point. See
we'll
if
find out more.
Dominic,
tomorrow.
make a constitution
maybe
save
she
throw.
knows nothing. Maybe she does.
23.
Somehow you're still on.
In any case, it might be a bit dicey to go talk to her. If I mean, there's a risk that we alert the family that
Yeah.
some weirdo young kids are looking into their affairs.
But maybe I could go as well. I've been at a monastery before
Oh yeah, someone should definitely
to see if anything's.
disguise themselves with
I'll go.
of the masks.
What?
You know, here's a pillow. Do you know how pillows work?
Yes.
I know you do. Try to lay on it.
Dare him to
I
lay
dare
on.
you.
Don't tell me that I don't.
I don't
know
think
what
you
a
can.
Pillow.
I don't think you can lie.
Stop!
Oh.
I know what a
Then-
pillow is.
And then I put it under your.
What are you talking about?
I dare you to lie on the bed, though.
Yeah. I don't think you can lie down on the
You
bed.
don't think I can lie down on
No.
the bed?
No,
What are you
you
talking
can't even
about?
stand right now.
I can stand. I'm gonna try this. I'm standing up.
Make a athletics check with disadvantage.
Just a second.
Cocked.
20.
With
24?
disadvantage,
24.
you go back on your chair and you see Dominic
Skillfully.
standing up.
I can stand.
Watch out for your head if you're actually going to stand. As he stands up, there's no way in hell, especially two more mathematician type people looking at him going, how is it even possible that this being is not falling right now? Because he's leaning you know how those those things that are out in front of the American car salesman, like the way they are, that is essentially done right now.
I can stand and I can lie on a bed. I'll show you.
Come on
I will
then. Go
Make an
on.
athletics check
I
with
will lie on the bed.
disadvantage.
Lie on the bed with disadvantage.
First time in D&D history.
So close.
8. You fall into the bed and instantly fall asleep.
Relaxation.
So what was in that mug?
I don't know, but I think we can use it. It was very, very.
Seems very potent.
Plus.
If
But
it
not
can,
to your current HP, only
No.
max HP.
if it can knock out two young half orcs like that,
Perfectly fit.
Yeah.
that would be an interesting for a chemist to play around with.
Yeah.
And Marcus, one inspiration for staying in character.
Here's the rainbow die.
The rainbow die.
The rainbow.
The rainbow inspiration.
That's the inspiration die.
Probably a bit big inspiration die.
No,
What?
that's
No,
the
no,
thing.
That is the inspiration
You
die.
can add 1 to a roll.
But this is a D20.
Yes.
Add
Yeah.
that to a roll.
You
I mean, so you can give yourself advantage on something.
Oh,
Or someone else.
I thought it was like
No,
inspiration.
no.
Okay.
I mean, it is
no.
inspiration.
But it's a
inspiration.
DM inspiration.
Okay.
So we're gonna sleep on it and hope that Lighten comes
that.
tomorrow, and
Yes.
we have to brace ourselves. What's gonna happen tonight?
I mean,
We told Sandy as well that we're staying here.
yes.
Yeah.
And
So-
told her about Omra, and that if she needs us, she should send a message to her.
Well then, sleep tight. See you tomorrow.
You all go to bed.
Mhm.
I try and sit and meditate.
Yeah. Make a religion check.
Not 20.
You, as everyone, I mean,
So
there's
that's-
already.
So that's a 19 because I'm -1.
Why?
There are already two sleeping and snoring half orcs, but I don't think this is. You've probably gone
We are snoring.
on a forest adventure together at some point,
Yeah.
and you've slept next to these two before, knowing that that's what you're in for, and also you've shared a room for 2 weeks now.
Making killer
Almost anyway. So Basun and Seek pretty quickly fall asleep. I mean, it has been an incredibly long day for all of you. You fall asleep and you sit up. I mean, are you sitting in the same pose again, or are you just lying in bed meditating?
I think I'm gonna sit up and try and find that pose again
You
to see if I can get that tingle back.
You sit in the same way that you've done before, and again, you sit for a little while. I mean, you don't know whether it's 5 minutes or half hour, because you're just, again, trying to maintain this focus all the way through. And after a little while, do you say anything? Or is it just thinking? Or like trying to not think, actually?
It's trying not to think. I presume that Grom is quite, visible in my mind because I feel the stress. So I actually try and focus on a memory of him.
Yeah. You sit for a while, and while you don't feel anything physically, obviously the memory of your brother is pretty clear, and as you sit, you once again after a little while feel this tinkle in your fingers. First thing that comes to mind is, well, I mean, it's clearly not raining inside, so it can't be that this time. And as you don't open your eyes, but you just feel like it's a weird feeling of feeling that your hands are where they are, but also feeling like they're moving at the same time. So as you open your eyes and look down your hands, there isn't any, I mean, you don't see anything, and you close your eyes again, going back into the same, trying not to think about too much position, and once again you feel this as if something within you is moving while you don't necessarily feel like you are moving yourself. Have you ever done that thing where you stand in a door frame and you hold your hands and your hands do this thing, and you're like, ah, how did that happen? That's kind of the same feeling you're having, but with your arms kind of going back and forth, and you go, I'm not moving, and whenever you open your eyes, they aren't. You do this a couple of times, and the last time you do it, it's as if you catch yourself having as you move your hand backwards, you open your eyes and you see how your physical hand is in the same place it's always been, but there's kind of a silhouette of kind of a blue hand that comes from the edge of your fingers down into your actual hand and kind of fades away again.
Oh wow. I try and with open eyes try and get it back.
You can't do it. And
I sit and look at my hands and for 15 minutes or something, and then
you sit, you look, and it's as if there's some sort of connection made. I mean, you don't know whether it's just you being incredibly tired and seeing things, or whether there was actually something to it. I guess that's part of meditation. You have to believe in it yourself. But after a while, you feel like you've done what you could. And you lay down and go to sleep. Yeah.
I take a sip of it.
And you die. A new day dawns, and Dominic and Gonk make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Use your inspiration.
No.
That's fake 20.
I'm rolling today. 22.
Roll.
Damn these half orcs.
You both wake up,
That's thank goodness.
and
Sweat dreams.
are not surprisingly. I mean, you have hangovers,
But it's not.
but it's not a killing hangover.
Stay
A little
hydrated.
dry, a little dry throat, and
hydrated.
whatnot. A little like you don't want to be shaking your head too fast, but it's not too bad.
Oh, soon.
All of you wake up.
Morning.
Oh, why do you have to be so loud?
So taking a long rest.
You have all had a long rest, correct?
Do we still have the modified HP?
Yes.
Whoops.
When I give you a bottle with a skull coming out of it, it has consequences when you drink of it.
Well, it could. It's
Sometimes good, sometimes bad. You never know.
You can just drink some more.
It's a bottle of wild magic.
You grow more
Ears. Yeah. Your tusk are silver.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning. Oh yes.
Wow.
Are you guys alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. It's.
I mean, it's not that bad.
I'm actually okay.
What do you need?
Can you
What's in this bottle? Did you try this?
Can you
I take the bottle and put it
Yeah.
away.
Well,
I'll try it later.
What do you mean?
You should.
Is there a
It's awesome.
do we have some water in the room?
You would have your water skins. Yes.
It's all
Oh yeah, water skins. But like, is there a
How
little?
you doing, Gon?
I mean, you
Did
always
you,
have. Yeah, you would.
Did you try it last
So
time?
say, hey, go get some water.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I will.
I go get some water.
Get your unseen servant to get them.
You get yourself some water, and again, I mean,
It's not
water
bad.
does feel pretty good when you're hungover, so
Spicy.
feeling bad.
I guess I felt a little bit
You did
weirder
feel
when I
way
stood up.
better.
But you know, when you're hungover and you stand up,
Oh
and
yeah,
you're like,
you're it's not like you're dizzy. It's just, I guess I said, when you start, if you were to start shaking your head quickly, you'd probably get really dizzy. But it's not that you can't go walk. It's not that bad hangover.
I feel like I've had worse hangovers actually.
Yeah,
So,
that's what
I don't never see you as strong as you were yesterday.
what are you talking about?
No.
Well, something
I fell
about
asleep,
true,
but I think
Guys,
that's
not to be in a stress situation or anything, but this is the last day of us being able to do anything before
That's right.
we become the cargo.
yeah.
We're waiting for
That's
Lighton
right.
right now, right?
Right.
Hey, did you guys find out anything in the library?
Oh yeah. Did you go? We filled them in on what we found
later,
out.
and you've now.
I go down and get us some breakfast. And while
Do you
we
still
sit-
have the soda?
Do they have
Yes,
egg
it's
and
in the
bacon?
room.
Eggs and bacon?
Sure.
And I was actually wondering the sword.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you think we can use it for? Do you think we could, if we bring that to
Honestly,
Malvin,
Yeah.
will that put us back into his good graces? Or?
Honestly, I
Do you
did
wanna-
think about it yesterday on our way home from the Thaeldorn, and I think it would be right to deliver the sword back, and if we give it to Malvin, hopefully he'll like us again.
Well,
Not that he
What-
ever really did,
what
but
What if maybe we also give him the bottle? Like,
you know,
I think it's courtesy to
I
give a nice bottle when
I
you.
think everything has its occasion.
I thought you wanted to keep that bottle.
We could. I mean, it's awesome, but
You should get some more water.
yes,
I
thank
think
you.
we should.
Could you identify what it might be able to do that sword?
The sword?
I did feel like when
Yes,
I
maybe.
hold
But
it-
did you know anything about it?
Well, I felt when I held it, I felt very. How do you say? I mean, I'm obviously confident, but I felt overconfident almost with it in my hands.
I sensed some sort of magic from it.
Yeah. It probably should probably have some magic properties. I mean, there's only 4 high swords in the city, so
Do you know what the high swords, who they are right now?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't remember.
you probably would,
Mm.
and you will after this session.
Yeah. But, I might figure
Yeah,
something
they're
out
called,
later. There's some-
Henrik
I'm still hungover. I'll remember later.
You know,
when we
I had it was quite a wild time I had here. in
What's the
Copenhagen.
protective magic called?
Purification?
No, alteration.
Abjuration?
Abjuration. I think it was. I think it had the aura of abjuration. That sword.
Can you
That makes sense.
can you identify what it actually?
I'll need
try
a couple of
holding it?
minutes, but I could
Yeah.
definitely try to do that.
Can I try holding it?
Yes, after I've identified what it does.
I went down.
Would it
I
provoke
went
more
down to
questions?
get some breakfast.
You did.
Just for the
It definitely
And the
would.
bakery next door.
Like how we got
And that
in
would
touch
have
with the
cost
sword.
you one.
I think we would have to tell Melvin the truth.
And
Wait,
That's true.
wait a minute.
and
I s-
is it possible to get some eggs and bacon for the boys?
That's within the 2 silver.
Yes, please.
I start trying to, as a ritual spell, use identify on the sword.
And how long does that take? When you use it as a ritual?
11 minutes.
Okay.
In the meantime,
Mm-hmm.
I think if we give it back to Melvin and the criminal guard, we would definitely have to answer some questions, and I think we should probably tell him at least sort of the truth.
We could write him a letter with it. I can write a letter that only he can read.
You mean, and then deliver it anonymously, or?
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm gonna use my illusory script to write a letter to
But, I mean-
Melvin.
I mean, I think we should.
Yeah.
I mean, to clear our names and to get in his graces.
Burn some spell slots already.
It's birthday.
Guys, did you know that this might be the last day of our lives? Let's just do stuff.
If this is my last day, I'm gonna use all my spell slots.
Before
Rip
Let's just do something.
But I think we should tell him. Like,
I will in my letter that only he
sure
can
it's a
read.
good idea to write a letter now.
Maybe we should just wait for Leiden in first place and then decide after we've talked to him.
Maybe that's a good idea.
Let's discuss this some more.
But he's identifying.
Identifying.
As you sat and had a somewhat heated, not too bad, argument about whether to write a letter or do something else with the sword, you have kind of finished your ritual on the sword, and what you make out of it is that it is a +1 longsword.
Ooh.
And the wielder of said sword has, let me get 1 second. The wielder of the sword has advantage against charm and frightening spells. Or saving throws, I should say.
Alright. Longsword, +1 longsword?
Yes.
And advantage.
Against charming spells and frightening spells.
Wow.
And that it requires attunement.
Against charm,
Goddamn.
frighten spells,
Hello, Nilram.
spell saves. And what does that mean? It requires attunement?
That there's something you need to do
Could be.
in order to, well, get the powers that the sword has.
Alright.
Have to connect your soul to it, so to speak.
But it doesn't, you don't learn what the attunement is.
So I pass on this information to everyone. Says, well, very interesting. Do you know what kind of, what is it that if you get promoted or in some way that you get attuned to a sword like this?
I don't know.
So it's like has like a personal.
Can I try holding it now?
I have no idea.
So what does he feel when he touches the sword?
Do I feel anything?
What? Can I try and hold it again?
I feel so powerful.
Inside check.
Hey, can I hold it again? Just give me the sword.
It's my sword.
Come, give me the sword. I hold it.
Same thing as last time.
It reacts to you.
Oh my god!
I'm not there.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a great feeling. Huh?
Inside check.
Yeah.
How come it reacts to you like that?
Maybe it's got
I mean, there's
something
nothing.
to do
There's
with
there's nothing visual. to what happens.
I mean, it sort of feels easy. Everything.
Yeah, it does all things feel easy.
That's what you felt as well?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's maybe it's got something to do with skills,
In skills?
with a sword.
A skill
sword.
set?
I think so, yeah.
What do you think it requires?
Like I
Skills with, you can also call like a lute. They can also be like a sword, like the magician's sword. So in some way, in that I'm also attuned to that sword.
Maybe maybe it's because of the training I had.
Yeah, and the training I had.
Yeah. What training was that?
The School of Music.
Ah.
College of Law.
Yeah.
Oh, did you go to college? I thought.
Homeschooled.
Ah.
Quite amazing.
Self-taught. Self-taught.
I scold myself. Oh my god.
I respect that. Best way to learn. Best way to learn. I'm serious.
I'm
Yes,
quite skilled.
Self-esteem.
But maybe it's
You should get some more water, my friend.
Yes, please.
maybe that has maybe it has something to do with that, with the fact that that I've had training, I guess, perhaps. And we've come this far now.
Maybe you're the high sword.
I doubt that.
Could be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Or maybe I am, who knows?
Yeah.
You sit around for a little while longer. You
And
come
discuss.
back with the food.
Oh my god, that's my favorite one.
It makes me feel fearless.
Oh, is that egg and bacon? Oh!
And
How do you eat
And I could eat some
With
bacon.
my
And
tusks.
Oh, thank you.
As you
Imagine
finish
every
up, as you finish up your food, it knocks on the door.
Yes.
You see the same receptionist that's been here since.
He's never sleeping.
No, wait, as a matter of fact. No, you don't. There's no one knocking on the door.
Oh,
You wake up from
you're waking
An
up.
illusion.
Yeah, sorry.
In a cave.
Because you wrote weird names on the letter. Or said weird names, so no.
Said with. Oh.
On the letter?
Well,
Well,
the
the message
letter you
wrote.
had the person write.
Oh, that's true.
So the friends of Santalus. There's
Yeah.
not any names.
Phil Cologne.
The guy asked us what our names were.
Lennon.
Like Phil Collins and then he
Dark
spelled-
Souls.
Then he spelled it down.
It's not so much. I mean, you give a person, you tell him
Makes
to
sense.
write a letter to inform you something.
Give a
Yeah.
message to.
Oh, we have a Phil Cologne. Sometimes.
I might have said that name out loud inside.
Of
The whole door.
Alright.
I don't know.
I don't know anything. Nice breakfast, eh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love eggs and bacon.
But-
Mm.
So, should
Thank
some
you,
of-
you're a great
some
manager.
of us go out? Or
Only
some
one
wait
goal.
here, or
Yeah.
are we just gonna sit
One
here
goal?
and wait for him?
Really
For eggs and
expensive.
bacon?
Yes. Eggs are hard to find at this time.
Not that good.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Nothing satisfies God.
If you don't
When it costs 1 gold.
That's what they said.
1
like-
gold.
1 gold.
Good for you. I have lots of it. Here you go.
Thank you.
I'd like to go to deliver the.
if Lighton doesn't show up in the next couple of in an hour or
Let's just have
or
it.
two,
Should get
maybe
out.
we should send another message.
Yeah.
I get so underpaid.
Or
Yeah,
get
that's
to
a
the
good idea.
Thaeldorn?
Let's
Yeah.
just go to the Thaeldorn as we are. Give Melvin the
I
sword
haven't
back.
booked me any gigs.
There is
so-
There hasn't been any time.
a small risk that we might still be wanted in some way,
Yeah.
or by someone, not
Have we
knowing that
seen-
we've been.
Have we seen any wanted posters or something? Like, you know, like
No.
those where you put
Maybe.
No.
No.
I mean, the guards did when they came to the to Sonsalas. Then they
Have
were
a
like,
problem or something.
they were like, we don't want to know. We
Yeah,
don't-
exactly.
we just, yeah, so
They didn't,
I don't think we are. I think we're all right.
All right.
Maybe we should go as ourselves, and who knows? Maybe both Leiden and Melvin will be in.
I'm gonna go down to the receptionist and ask if there's been a letter.
Oh, good morning. No.
Has there been a letter?
Why does God talk like that?
I don't know. Because we're not. This is how he whispers. Not supposed to speak very loud in here. I have a gravity
No,
belt.
there hasn't been
Are you sure? Can you check again, please?
The drink changed his voice.
You'll now forever.
Sure, I can go check.
Tom
And,
Waits.
I only sing rock songs now.
and he walks into Omra's back room. Omra, has there been any letters for, well, for, you know, the people staying up on the first floor? No, I didn't think so. And he comes back out. No, there hasn't been any letters.
I was supposed to pick up a letter for my good friend Phil Collins.
Straight face.
Well, I don't know who that person is, but it is kind of interesting
No, but
that
he
you
was-
say it, because there was a city detective here earlier asking for a person by that name, but we don't have anyone here with that.
No, but it's my very good friend. It's my grandfather. Father.
Oh, well,
We just-
as I told him, we don't have anyone staying here by that name.
So he didn't deliver the letter.
No.
So he just left with the letter. Which way did he go?
I'm
Out
so
the door?
confused. What letter?
There was no letter. The letter was
no
deleted.
letter.
You're supposed to meet us here, not give
He left a note to Leiden at the Thaeldorn. What letter is Gonk asking for?
Conk is very confused.
Yes,
He's gone over.
Yes, very confused. I want to help you, Amy, but I don't know what you're asking
Well, that gentleman who was here, which way did he go?
for. Well, I mean, it was one of the detectives of the Kremorgon, I suppose. He had other business to attend to. I don't know what it was.
Was it a long time ago?
Oh, around an hour ago, I think.
Which way did he go?
Went out the door.
Thank you.
I hit up again.
Okay, in the meantime, I think we're packing up and
So
starting.
go for theater joy.
Guys,
What?
Hey, am I up again?
You would have made your way up the stairs.
I'm up again.
Okay, guys, I think Lyson was here asking for us, but we wrote the wrong names on that letter.
Yeah,
What? What did you do?
because we were in disguise, we
Yeah, and he asked for our names, and we couldn't say our names because
We
you
were
know.
But we told them just to meet their friends over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also told
Nevertheless-
about the halflings.
He was here an hour ago, and he left
And the
again.
task
Okay,
regarding
nevertheless,
that.
maybe one of us or two of us should head to the Thaeldorn to tell them that it was just us.
Maybe let's just go to the Thaeldorn.
It might be best if we go together.
Sure.
Yeah,
Especially
and
if
then just
someone
march
comes
in
Yeah.
abducts
I think
us.
that's a
and
good
see if
idea.
both of them maybe
Yeah.
are there and they can get along or something.
Let's help.
Are you gonna bring the sword?
Yes. I pack up
Break
the
it
sword.
and
yeah.
I
With
pack up the
the,
sword.
in the
yeah.
shirts and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it hidden until we know.
Keep it safe.
Yes. It
You
might
make
be
your
the-
way out into the
Nice.
into the streets.
At least we got breakfast.
You got breakfast.
Great
You got yourself a
breakfast.
long rest. You got your stuff with you, or well, whatever you.
I got
All
mine.
is well.
And whenever you don't say that you're actively leaving something behind in the room, I just take for granted that you bring everything.
Yeah.
And you make your way back up.
I take the chest.
Maybe not the chest. Maybe you leave the chest
Yeah,
back
I'm kidding.
in the room.
Did you have that bottle?
You make your way up.
I put it over.
Alright.
I left the bottle in the room.
Sounds reasonable. So the bottle and the chest are in the room.
Yeah.
You
Oh yeah, but we know.
you make your way up to the Thaeldorn,
Nice.
and then up down by the kind of the small road up to the main gate.
All right, so no disguises.
Just us?
Just us.
Maybe just hoods up, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
That's a great idea.
What's up?
I mean, you would have put it's raining.
Ah.
We would have put it up.
Still raining?
Fucking rain.
Every day
London.
it's raining, bruh.
All right.
Cremonton.
Cremondon.
You make your way into the Thaeldorn and come inside the reception again.
Buckingham
Not disguised
Thaeldorn
this time
Palace.
around.
Yeah.
And you see the
Hi.
receptionist not being the same one that you met yesterday or last night, but the same one that has been here quite a few times in the beginning.
Oh fuck.
When you met him, and he just looks at you. Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
It's lights and prowling.
Is Melvin in?
How are you?
What's your name again?
Melvin?
Oh fuck.
There's someone here to see you. And you hear from in the
We
other
have
room
news.
to a person coming out, opens the door, and Melvin looks at you first, not knowing who to expect. He just goes,
Hi.
We
"Get in
come-
my room."
I go into
Walk
his
into the
room.
room.
And he just sits down behind his desk, looking at all of you.
It's us.
Hi.
We come bearing gifts and explanations.
And news.
Good news.
Truths.
When I told you that Leiden would help you with certain things. I did not. Leiden told me that he has made a deal with you to work undercover for the Grimoire Guard.
Yeah.
At any point during our conversation in the jail, would you think there would have been a good time to inform me about this?
I thought you knew.
What was the first thing I ever told you when you came here?
Hi, my name is Melvin.
Don't talk to anyone.
Don't. Other than me.
Yes, and we understand that now, but the thing is that we, knowing that you and Leiden was working together as a team, you two as partners, we thought that he might be the only one that we could talk to if you were not available.
A grave mistake
Yes.
on our part. We are
definitely.
truly sorry of that assumption.
The amount of work, of interrogations, of questioning, of evidence collecting I've been going through just to learn that all of it was for nothing.
It's not all of it was for nothing. We actually
I think we
actually
got
have
quite a
some-
long way. Yeah.
yeah, and we actually have something for you
We have a lot of
That we-
information.
that we
We have-
found.
First of all, let's just fill you in with what we know about what's been going on in the city. If you would like to hear it, of course.
Should we start at Risbon? Because that was one of the
Oh,
things
right.
we talked to you
Yeah,
about.
Risbon as well.
What about Risbon?
So apparently, I think he's in some sort of, I don't know if it's trouble or if he's doing something that I didn't. I always thought I could trust him, but he was the guy who you saw at the warehouse,
The
He was the leader of the captain of the goons at the warehouse.
and I wasn't there, so I didn't know. I've been out.
And,
As you know, I wasn't in the jail either, but I'm back again, so that's good. Yeah,
And seemingly his family doesn't know anything about
his
where he is actually going. They think he's been going.
You
to-
see, he takes up this same big book that he has had when you were here in the past. Kind of just goes up to an empty page and takes a quill and starts writing down.
and
So Risbon.
and as you said, his family didn't know at least what he was up to. They all thought that he was here at the Thaeldorn every day. So he's been doing something.
keeping secrets.
And keeping secrets.
Yeah.
And I tried to talk with him. Well, that's some time ago now, and he didn't really reveal anything. Yeah, and so that was the beginning of when everything kind of snowballed into other stuff.
What
we-
other stuff exactly?
Well,
You will have to recap the last 10 sessions.
Yeah. Well,
we just-
and then
Can we just fill them in
about the halflings?
About
yeah.
what we've been doing for
Tell me
Leiden.
what you don't tell him, if anything at all.
Yeah.
We
Don't
don't
tell
tell
him
him
about the key, right?
We don't tell him about the key. We don't tell him about the sword yet.
Yet, okay.
And we tell him what happened in the sewers with the halflings and everything.
So this gang of
Yeah.
so the Nimblefoot gang, as they're called, are probably not really existing anymore because of us, and we found out that there are actually in the sewers, which is also why we come to you now, hidden explosives
Yes.
down there.
Gunpowder.
Some kind of gunpowder.
Barrels.
It was all this happened yesterday. We came last night, but there wasn't anyone here.
And we were quite bruised up, so we had to.
How?
And hurt.
He just sits and writes down.
So we thought the best thing would be to come up here first thing this morning. We also tried to contact Leiden, but haven't seen him yet.
What is your and Leiden's relationship? Because We thought that you worked together, but you
Give me a
don't.
moment. And he continues writing down. Let me just make sure that I got this right. Brisbane leads a gang, and you found the hideout of the Halfling organization, and they have gunpowder?
Yeah,
They have
something about
barrels stored inside
You wouldn't know
there.
what gunpowder is, but it barrels of explosives?
Yes.
and
And
Red barrels.
I don't
something about that they were for the new security of the city.
And also, about the, they also had a storage from some kind of customer they had been dealing business with, where in those barrels and crates that he had been storing in the
For
sewers
2 weeks or something.
for 2 weeks or something, there were the same, and then
The fake tunics.
and uniforms.
The same
criminal.
ones that you brought to me.
And actually,
From the cave.
Yeah.
we also found this, and I take out what I have been packing up in the tunics.
Mm-hmm.
We found this in the sewers by the halflings, and I give him.
But before
the
we also noticed some of those crates out at lot 18. We went out there to explore again.
Right. Oh right. Yeah, we also saw them.
And saw someone.
But it's still packed in.
assassinate
It's still
people.
in the packing.
Oh, you don't
I haven't unfolded yet. I just
So he just takes.
I show him this, and then I said, and we found this, and then I pack it.
Oh, you found it.
Yeah.
Did we tell him about the dark figure? I'm just asking the group now.
I
Did we
mean-
tell them about the dark figure at lot 18 as well, or did
I
we
think
keep
we
that
fill them
secret?
in everything except the soul.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the
And,
Yeah.
And the key.
Yeah.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
For Melvin.
Yeah.
Yes.
several days
Yeah.
worth of shit.
And here you go. I think you're missing this probably.
My sword.
Where did you find this? At the.
I just told you.
Yeah.
We found it in the sewers by the halflings hideout.
They had
Insta react to everything that you say.
They had a storage room.
Yeah.
And that
We killed
was
them.
that was a part of their storage.
Didn't he say something about winning it in a bet?
Yes, I think so. The leader, Corson.
They had an accountant and
And known
a gnome, yeah.
that we don't know.
Ooh.
Didn't get his name.
No.
I say and smile my most truthful smile.
So yeah.
Make
but-
a deception check.
Why won't they mention the
With advantage, because we just gave him the high sword.
Just make a deception check.
So that's a 2.
I'm going to want to hear more about this gnome, but right now,
I think I might remember something about him. Do you have something I can write on
something you can write on.
and write with? Like a quill!
He gives
I
you the
use-
high sword.
I pull out a page. I pull out my sword. I pull out a page and rip off, and then I use a illusory script
Mm-hmm.
to write down what I remember about the bookkeeper,
Okay. And
so that
you
only
assign it to
Melvin.
Melvin. Okay. And while you're doing that, writing everything down,
I think you might be missing that one.
if what you're saying is true, and there are highly explosive barrels of powder underneath the city, we need to get to it as fast as we can.
Yes.
Do you know where it was stored?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can show you.
And he just puts down despite how fast he stands up,
Yeah.
he puts down the sword incredibly lightly and just goes, "Come with me," and goes out into the reception, talks to talks to the receptionist. Saying, I'm going to be gone for the next little while. If anyone comes, have them leave a message. And he walks out into the courtyard. Wait here for a second. Goes across up a set of steps into what you would know to be the barracks of...
Barracks.
Well, not all Grimoire guards, because they're stored in different areas of town, but for quite a few of the Grimoire guards. And it doesn't take more than a minute or so before he comes out again with 15 men.
And arrests us.
Oh no.
And he comes not running, but pretty fast march pace. Also pace. He comes at a fast pace. And
Oh, disgusting, man.
and says, show us where
Sticky note.
Yeah.
That's
what she said.
Follow us.
And you start walking with.
So do we take him through the inn, or do we take him through
the back entrance.
the sewer entrance?
Maybe that's
But we have 15 men. It would be pretty.
Actually, maybe there could be someone in the bar that they are interested in. So you would just take the-
You're currently walking your way towards.
towards the
Yeah.
tavern.
Well, you tell me what.
There's two entrances. Either we could go through the inn that the halflings resided in, or a back way that we came out of.
Maybe.
maybe we should split up so some are stationed at the
That's actually
back entrance and some of
They have
Going
a
through the
vast
front door.
network underneath the city, so I think it would be best to try to use the shortest way.
Well, they had.
They still have.
Yeah, we don't know.
They still
who-
operate.
Do you know where, at this point, you've been there, what, 3 times now? At this point, you know where in town, even on your map, it is. So I just assume you point on the map saying it's that building. And as you make your way down, but still around 300 meters away from the building itself, Melvin stops for a second, and that's where you tell him there are 2 entrances to the, or multiple entrances to the...
Recommend him to send
To
some
the
guards
area?
to the other
Yeah.
entrance.
Show me exactly where those other entrances are. And you kind of point out the sewers. And
Things are happening now.
and he comes with you all and goes and says, we need to make sure no one gets out or away from here.
Right.
I will have a couple of guards stand by each of the different sewer exits, and on my mark, we enter the building. We do not hurt anyone unless if we are under lethal threat. Is that understood?
Yes.
Do we
So
have
no-
to participate?
Yes.
Understood.
And what about
We will clear the room, and you will follow us in there. And he goes up to the door with the guards right behind him.
I think I just snap my familiar little
rat?
rat, just not just for myself, or like when I walk behind, just if we need to have it out for something. Just have it follow
It is
me.
now in existence. And as he makes his way up the stairs, he knocks on the door first. This is the Grimoire Guard! And no immediate response. And he knocks again. Once again, no response. And then he steps back. And someone else comes up and just literally kicks down the door. And they all start running into the building.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
And you hear commotion inside. No, you don't hear any. I mean, as you're outside, you don't hear any swords, any weapon fighting. But you hear commotion inside. And as you make your way on in, you see that the first, 5 or 6 guards already have each their halfling in custody. And as you make your way into the building, there you go, that was the punch. As you make your way into the building, you are met by Melvin again, who says, where is the gunpowder?
Show them the. We
Downstairs.
show them. How to get in
way
there?
to the sewers.
You come in, you walk downstairs, you get into the
Room thing.
The whirlpool
you
room.
come into the sewer incredibly quickly, and you make your way down into the main room. We don't have to.
Nice transition.
We make your way down into the maelstrom hideout room, and
Where are the barrels?
and standing there, and again he's looking around. And
Just show him where the barrels are, where the crates
Where they
are.
used to be.
who has the key?
I have the key.
You have the key. So
I walk over and we just
Over.
tell them these are the crates and the barrels, if they're there.
they are there.
And then we'll walk over to the...
You come on down. You open the door. Is there anything else you left?
I mean, some of the crates and the barrels.
The crates would still be there.
Yeah,
The weapons.
with the uniforms.
All the weapons in the back.
And you have the
The black
books,
sheep.
right? His,
I have the book. of
I don't have any books.
No.
But
You took all the books when
Yeah.
you left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We took them.
And there's
I
no
didn't.
blood and fingers.
Are they still? Oh, you took all the
I
bodies.
have the
away.
bottle.
Yeah.
No,
but
no.
that's some back in
Some of these guys threw all the bodies
That's
into
true.
the.
That's true.
Yeah, the bodies
And
are
we
all
told them
gone,
that as well.
They're all gone.
but there is still blood on the
Mm.
ground. And as you come in, you see Malvin seeing these barrels, and you're gonna just steps back for a second. We need to be very careful around these. One wrong move and they will ignite. And he looks back to one of the guards and tells him to just clear the room, empty the area. We need to bring this back to the Thaeldorn. And just looks to the group, well, you. This is an interesting turn of events. I'm suppose glad I suppose I'm glad that you escaped the prison in the first place. Which is something you'll probably, most definitely never ever hear me say again. Know that having helped me doesn't hold you above the law. But in this case, with what's happened, I will see through fingers with what's happened, because obviously they were the ones to attack you first.
Yeah.
They were.
We tried to stop them.
True. Yeah. They wouldn't listen.
I suppose.
Too bad for
ways.
them. Yep.
Yeah.
Is there
With the
anything?
sword, with. Sorry, ask your question.
I was just wondering, now with what we've told you and with Rispin, if there are any pressing matters that you could use our assistance.
As for right now, we need to get everyone out of here. We need to get the barrels out of here. We need to get them back to the Thaeldorn in a safe manner, which is going to take a while because we will have to empty the streets which
There are
we
other
carry
crates.
these barrels through. He has already seen those barrels.
I would
But
be-
those are not the most urgent.
No. I know.
Seeing as
Careful
what we
with
have experienced, there has been, and you of course know this, the rivalry between the gangs. If news of the halfling gangs, I guess, disavowalment, disbursement comes to the half-orcs, stuff might be escalating.
We will try and see if we can keep track of what the half-orc organization does, along with what I can only suppose they've already, one way or another, found out about.
I mean, we have two half-orcs in our group here that
I would not
could
want-
infiltrate if
I would not
possible.
want to put you in more harm on behalf of the city, quite the contrary. I think with what you've done here, with everything that has happened, despite it maybe being done in ways I wouldn't advocate for or encourage myself, I can't help but be impressed with the result regardless. I will give word to the mayor of the help that you've provided, and I will see to it that he rewards you for your work.
It's all because we're still looking for his brother, you know that.
I am well aware of your circumstances.
This is the last day we have until something's gonna happen.
Remember we told you that we would be the cargo.
I remember.
This might be the last day of our lives.
Is it possible to maybe, station some guards where we live right now? In case anyone attacks us or tries to kidnap us.
Why don't you
Sleep in the cell.
Well, not in the cell, but why don't you spend the night at the Thaeldorn? That way, I suppose, if anyone else trying to hurt you, there would be enough guards around you to be able to protect you.
Sounds like a good idea.
I mean, we must be wary that there might be someone that have the ability to change their form and
With what you've been telling me thus far, and with what you've told me about everything that's happened with Brisbane, I can only say again, be very wary of who you talk to. And come directly to me if anything happens. If you cannot find me, don't talk to anyone else before you have found me.
And light and travel
Understood.
is not an exception.
No one is an exception.
understood.
Understood.
I, again, will see to it that you are rewarded for your work. And if possible, we'll arrange a meeting with the mayor so that he can reward you. I believe since you were the ones to find the sword, while I will keep it in my possession, you should be the ones to also get to deliver it to him.
Thank you,
very
man.
much. Appreciate that.
I would like for you, and he kind of looks at everyone else to get out of here, as we will start the proceedings of getting these barrels back to the Thaeldorn. Get your belongings at someone's house. Get them to the Thaeldorn, whatever you feel a need to have stored with us. And
How did you know we stayed at Salterlas?
We told him everything.
We did.
well, I mean, that is where all your equipment was sent.
and it was
4 days ago.
and the guards
You knew
present.
Okay.
I think
Latin filled me.
Latin.
Can I go grab another bottle of, see if there's another bottle of that fine liquor?
You can, but actions have consequences.
You have to say the magic word.
You are with the city police right now. You are not above the law. Was said 2 minutes ago. Stealing is not above the law. So yes, you can go and take another bottle of alcohol.
I'm gonna go over there, grab a bottle, and be like, does anyone mind if I take this?
Yes, that is evidence.
Sure. It's just,
Did I stutter?
Gong,
Set
listen to
the
the man.
no.
I think we should just
Put down the evidence.
Evidence of what?
God.
I put it back.
Just put it down. I think we should. Thank you very much, Melvin. We'll.
Thank you very
leave
much,
the building.
Melvin.
Thank
There's a
the DM.
whirlpool here. They
Oh,
couldn't
that's
hear
right,
you.
that's-
So,
We'll see you back at the Thaeldorn.
I asked politely.
You did. Maybe we should go get some cheddar cheese.
Now, if you would please get
Nah.
out of here so we can start moving out the barrels.
If you need any help, just let us know.
I will be at the Thaeldorn this afternoon to make sure that you're all set up.
great.
Have you considered
you.
putting water on those barrels?
The way that we proceed with our doings here have nothing to do with you.
It's just a friendly advice.
I start going out.
Yeah. Walk towards
I haven't
You
know something
make
about
your way
that.
out the building. As you come up, you see that down outside the building there are already handcuffed halflings starting to be escorted out. Some of them going, I didn't do anything, I'm just here for a drink. And others just like, not saying anything but trying to wiggle their way out of
All right, what's
harm's way. And you make your way
Big
back
nose.
to
Why, you
the,
tall one?
you make your way back to Sonsalas.
Yeah.
You pick up your belongings.
Yep.
Do you bring the chest?
Yes.
Yeah.
You pick up
And the
text
liquor.
and the bottle. And
Which
you,
they might
And the
recognize.
and you make your way up
I
to.
pick up the last of the etiquette. If there's anything on it.
There was completely scraped to pieces.
Well,
You make your way to the Thaeldorn and find yourself now in kind of a barrack or soldier's quarters. Probably the last place you would expect to spend the evening. I mean, Dominic, you don't recognize this room as one you've slept in, but a room very similar to the type of room you would have been staying in during your time. And as kind of early midday becomes midday and early afternoon, Malvin comes to you and says, I have cleared out the quarters here so that you will have it to yourself. Are you intending to stay here for the rest of the day, or do you have other matters to look to in the city? In any case, if you do leave the Thaeldorn, make sure that one of either myself or one of my guards, there's a guard posted in every kind of end of the room, is informed.
I think
All
we'll
right.
do that.
Thank you.
And that's where we end today's session. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you for more D&D next time.
Thank you for the raid.